Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is I, your host, Mr. Sean, here today with another episode on Chimera Miniature's official YouTube channel. Today will kind of be a mixed RPG glory horror story from my own life, and I originally recorded a different RPG glory story, but after playing it back, there was an issue with the audio, and while I was going to record it, I really just realized I didn't like the story. The narrator was not reliable, in my opinion. So I decided to write my own ongoing series from the first time I ever played D&D, and that's where I will be reading excerpts from. This is also partly due to the fact that I am happy to announce I got my first ever Patreon patron, so I'll get to finally do that shout out at the end of the video. Super excited about that. And they also voted on one of my polls that is available on my Patreon, and they requested more RPG horror/glory stories. So, my affections are very mercenary, and I am going to give the kind of content to those that are paying my bills. So, don't worry if you're here for the Whiskey Ramblings or the Lost Media videos. Those aren't going anywhere, but yes, if you have types of videos you would like to see me do, maybe go join that Patreon, link in the description. But without further ado, let's get into today's story. Also, just want to let you know that at some point during this story, I will be announcing the winner of the 400 subscriber giveaway, so be sure to stick around for that. Oh yeah! The Tale of Trol, an RPG horrific story of high fantasy. Prologue. Greetings one and all, it is I, your host, Mr. Sean, here with an RPG story of my very own. This is the story of the D&D campaign that would in many ways change the course of my entire life. In a good way. This all happened about 10 years ago when I was 23 to 24 years old, so please forgive any errors in my recollections. Also, please note that much of this story will be from the viewpoint of the character I was playing at the time. As I have criticized other stories I've narrated for this, that was in the story that I'm no longer posting, please understand that in no way was Trol the main character of the story. In fact, no one was. We were all of equal importance. It's just that after all these years, the things I remember the clearest are the things that directly happened to my character. And now for the prologue. In the before time, aka in the long, long ago. When these events started, I had never played D&D before. The closest I had come had been 2 sessions of Vampire the Masquerade years earlier, or 1 summer of playing World of Warcraft. At the time, my true passion was HeroClix. This was many years before I would actually be painting the minis, though I did enjoy building custom 3D maps, which at the time was quite a novelty for HeroClix. While I had been playing for about 7 years at this point, I had only made 1 friend through it. I will not bother naming him, as this will be the only part of the story in which he is mentioned. However, he does deserve mentioning, as it is through him that I met the other people involved in this tale. We had all grown up in the same area, and many of them had met during high school. However, I had only met most of them at around 21, when we all started hanging out together in another friend's basement. He also will not feature in this story. A few years into being a part of this friend group, I was invited by DM to join his upcoming D&D campaign. My friend, which I previously mentioned, was not invited, due to his tendency to be a hyper-competitive and a bit of a that guy in games like this, which he had shown in that same Vampire the Masquerade game years before, hence why he will no longer be mentioned. At the time, I had always considered myself a nerd, but would go, at least I'm not a D&D nerd. I look back on that view and cringe, as being a D&D nerd is one of the best kinds of nerds to be. And though I have now resigned myself to the ranks of forever DMs, I will always remember fondly my first time as a mere player. End of prologue. So while I guarantee there's probably going to be some, rambling and tangents, I mean, it is me we're talking about here, it's what I do, I am going to try and stick to the script without going on too much of a tangent, but I know some of you do enjoy the tangents, so there's going to be a healthy mix here, but as this is my own story, it's not going to be as many, reaction tangents, because hey, I know what's going to happen, I wrote this thing, but there might be recollection tangents, so just so you know what you're getting into with this. Oh yeah! Part 1. Trollish Beginnings. Our adventure began as most epic D&D stories do, with a session 0. We all rolled our characters. I required a lot of help with this, as we were playing edition 3.5, which to this day still confuses me. Say what you will about 5e being D&D for babies, but it has opened up the game to many people who would otherwise find it far too intimidating, myself included. Geez, I can read other people's words, I can't read my own, what the fuck. For almost everything that happened in this campaign, I had to constantly ask for help with what I was supposed to roll. My friends, for their part, were very accommodating to my noobish behavior. It is here we introduce our cast. DM, male human dungeon master, and one of my truest friends to this day. Eddard, male human sword sage. Norwind, male human wizard. Rivis, male human duelist? I don't exactly recall what class he was. Shira, female drow rogue. Norwind's girlfriend IRL, joined via Skype as she lived out of state. Avenor, male half-elf ranger and DL's IRL roommate. Arcus, male elf cleric of Paylor, also joining via Skype as he was in school on the other side of the state. Murdoch, male human NPC. He was supposed to die during the intro, but Rivis and Norwind saved him against all odds, so we were more or less stuck with him for a while. Trol Oakenbeard, male dwarf fighter. This is the character I created. Now, I wish I could say that I had crafted an epic backstory for my first D&D character, but alas, at this time in my life, I was all about the capes. When it came to designing a fantasy character, dwarf, axe, and drunk was the extent of my fantasy trope knowledge. Even the name Trol Oakenbeard had been created by a dwarvish name generator online. I swear to God, I don't know why I can't narrate my own fucking stories. Session 1 began with a storm and a sinking ship. Most of the party was on this ship and had to safely make their way to shore. Meanwhile, Norwind, Rivis, and Murdoch were on their own craft, and despite the DM's best efforts, they saved Murdoch from drowning and made their way to land as well. On the shore, the party officially met and decided to stick together because D&D plot reasons, which is a way of saying that I no longer remember. The party travels from the beach and eventually into town. Trol goes looking for dwarven ale. I had made him an alcoholic. At the time, there was no other reason than drunken dwarf. Norwind went looking for spell components as he had lost his in the storm. Arcus went looking for the local temple of Paylor, as well as a post office to send a letter home. I have no recollection what the rest of the party did. While in town, we took on a quest whose end goal I do not recall. However, it would involve incidents that DM and I still talk about to this day. Oh yeah! Part 2. The Chinese New Year Maneuver. The aforementioned quest took us deep into a cave, wherein we encountered a Bahir. Trol nearly died in this encounter, which was a recurring issue in this campaign, due to his tendency to charge in headfirst into battle. This was not so much a character trait as it was my inability to play my character strategically. However, in the end, though bloodied and bruised, the party emerged victorious. As we made our way down the cave, stealthily of course, we found an antechamber full of an army of jackalmen. Still not recovered from the Bahir encounter, Norwind had an idea. We retreated back to the body of the Bahir and gutted it. Going full tauntaun, we all got inside the body using its skin as a disguise, then charged into the antechamber, serpentining to give the illusion that it was a live Bahir, while Norwind cast lightning bolt out of its mouth, thereby successfully scaring off the army of jackalmen. This would forever be known as the Chinese New Year maneuver due to its similarities with one of those paper dragons in the parade. I think anybody who's played D&D has that, one moment from either, it doesn't have to be one you played in, it could be one you were running, can really be any D&D experience you've had, but everybody has that one story that is just, it's the D&D story, and for me, it will always be the Chinese New Year maneuver, because I remember when Norwin's player is in character explaining to us his plan, and I, out of character, was like, what, like the Chinese New Year dragons? And people were like, yeah, the Chinese New Year maneuver. Like, it all just kind of dawned on us what we were going to do, and in our minds, we could just all see what was happening in-game in our minds, because we all just kind of had that, group shared, okay, this is what's going on, and this is pretty fucking epic. And I think everybody that's played D&D in some fashion probably has a story like that, and I think that's one of the things that's truly great about this game. Oh yeah! Alright friends, now is that time in which I not only will pitch my business Chimera Miniatures, where I make all kinds of custom kit-bashed and NSFW repainted miniatures. I have just added some more not safe for work HeroClix to my collection of available items, as well as this one that you can see. I call him Radical Raggedy Andy. He's some kind of super-powered, monstrous animatronic straight from the Uncanny Valley. And then we have this guy who I have named Bulgara, the Cyborg Space Orc. I had a couple people say I should do some more sci-fi themed pieces, and you know, I do love making some cyborgs. As you've seen, I've made quite a few of them over the years. So, you know, all kinds of stuff available on my eBay, Etsy, and Mercari. If you would like to help support the channel, definitely a great way to do it, as well as we do have the Patreon, where we have the tiers of $3, $5, and $10 a week. Both the $5 and $10 tiers each come with their own perks, and the $3 a month is just to, you know, you have my eternal gratitude for helping me, helping support this channel and my efforts. But as you well know, if you've been on this channel before, I do on occasion, when we reach certain subscriber counts, I announce that we do a giveaway. And this time the giveaway was for Phil from Accounting, this office scroll shown up here on the screen, and it is now time to announce the winner of that giveaway. And today's winner is AxisChan129. Congratulations, AxisChan129. You are the winner of Phil from Accounting. Now, so you know, this video will be going live at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, September 11th, 2023. You will have 7 days, meaning you will have till 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday the 18th to claim your figure. Please reach out to me, let me know where I can send this. Otherwise, as with some prior ones where they were not claimed, they will be put up for sale on my various websites with a starting bid of $5. Again, this Phil from Accounting is free to you, AxisChan, provided you reach out to me within the 1 week time frame. Otherwise, if not claimed, then, well, it'll be up for whoever's got $5 in their pocket. Again, everybody, I do hope you are enjoying the video so far. We have one more part of the series to get through before we're done, but let me just reiterate, too, that if you would like to be able to help decide what my future miniatures as well as videos topics are, the best way to do that is to join the Patreon and get yourself some exclusive voting rights. I will still be doing the occasional poll right here on the community page of the channel, so look out for that as well. But as I stated before, my affections are quite mercenary, so I do bend to the almighty dollar of my fans, and then, you know, to the words. Just being honest. Now, without further ado, let's get back into the Tale of Trol. Oh yeah! Part 3. High-Low? One of the things I will always be thankful to DM for is introducing me to the role of High-Low, where when he wanted to quantify how successful you were at something, he would roll a die and have you declare high or low, and the outcome would depend on if you guessed correctly or not. This method has served me well in my own games. One night, as the party rests and revels at a local tavern, he instructed Trol and Avenor each to declare high-low. After making our choices, he narrates the next morning. DM. Avenor, you awake in your room, next to a beautiful maiden. Avenor in real life goes, yes, and does the success fist. DM. Trol. You awake in a different room than your own, next to 2 beautiful maids. I inform the DM that Trol gets out of bed, not bothering to get dressed, proceeds to Avenor's room, and upon seeing him in bed with only 1 maiden, declares loudly, only 1? Beat ya by 1 elf, suck it! Proceeds to do the helicopter dick maneuver and taunt. Ah, to be young and immature again. Oh yeah! And hey guys, that's the story so far. Be sure to like and subscribe, as well as in the comments, let me know if you'd like to hear more parts of this tale. Be like, hey, Mr. Sean, I really like where this is going. I want to hear more. Or if you don't want to hear more, go, hey, Mr. Sean, this story sucks. Don't tell this one anymore. Go to something different. You know, I do listen. I do like to do the content that the people listening want to hear. As much as I do enjoy the sound of my own voice, that's not really the point of this channel. I should have another Lost Media video coming up later this week. I'm recording this on Friday of the previous week to when this one comes out right now. But you know, I am hoping over the weekend to get another Lost Media video made. Before we go, I get to finally do this. I'm so excited. I get to shout out my very first patron. Thank you so much to my first patron, Arthur D. Gonzalez-Martin, a now proud member of the $10 a month Beta Club, helping me build a beta tomorrow. And that being said, I hope that all of you, alpha great day, and an even beta tomorrow. I'm Mr. Sean, this is Chimera Miniatures, bye-bye.